Perfect. All right, everyone, welcome to our masterclass this evening. Who is so excited to be here? Type me in the chat if you are so excited to be here. Yes, I love the thumbs up. I love the excitement. We are going to do this together. Today, we are going to talk all about why smart women do dumb shit in relationships. And as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be an interactive masterclass. So we're going to have conversations together in the chat. I really want to hear from you as we're going along. I want other women to see that they are not alone in this process. And part of that is coming together and talking about all of this. And so use that chat when you can. Type me in the chat if you are ready to go. And I want you all to know that this time is for you. And that is so important. I know how valuable your time is. I really don't take that lightly. The fact that you're here right now when you could be doing anything, like, right, some of us are talking earlier about the shit that's been happening in our life today, whether our water bottles have gotten dropped or we're stuck in traffic, but you chose to be here. And I'm so proud of you for that. But I also know life doesn't just stop when you click on a training or you come into a Zoom meeting. So if you're distracted or your mind starts to wander or your kid's asking for your attention, don't worry about it. Just let it come back whenever you can. You don't have to be perfect to get stuff out of tonight, okay? You can just come and get anything that you need. So I want you to do what you need to make this time yours. If you love taking notes, then I recommend grabbing notebooks. Who's my note takers? Lynette, I know that's you, girl. Yes. You could take notes on, yes, Patricia, you can take notes on paper. You can take notes on your Google Docs. You can take notes in any books that you have. Sometimes it can really help to keep yourself focused. Also, maybe you just need to be able to turn your phone off. Or maybe you need to play on your phone. Listen, I have ADHD. I know what it's like. If you try to get me to focus without something else to do, I ain't focusing. So do what you need to do tonight. That's the best part. Oh, Terry loves taking notes on pencil and paper. Yeah, I love the feeling of it. You know, it just really makes me feel like I'm actually doing something, which is so good. And I want you to know that tonight, I promise that by the end of this masterclass, you are going to understand why smart women, women just like all of you, end up doing what I very lovingly call dumb shit in relationships. And you'll see why the things that you've been trying for years, it doesn't work. And what you can do instead to finally break the pattern. Here's the best part though. It's not about fixing yourself, okay? You're not broken. It's not about working hard because trust me, I probably can see each and every one of you already works their asses off in what they do. And it's definitely not about pretending to be someone that you're not. It's about uncovering what's been driving your choices beneath the surface and learning how to shift those patterns so you can feel safe, seen, and secure in love without losing yourself in the process. Now, if that sounds good to you, I want you to type yes in the chat so I know that you're with me. Do you want to feel safe, seen, and secure, but still be completely yourself at the same time? Because I don't know about you, but when I was doing this work, I thought those two things did not go hand in hand. And that's what I want to teach you tonight. Yes, Sabrina says yes for sure. Yes, let's do this. Yes, Lisa, yes with the tongue emoji. That is my favorite. So let me ask you this. Are you tired of reading every relationship book known to man, listening to all the podcasts, maybe even memorizing scripts, but somehow you still end up in the same relationship again and again? All right. Are you fed up with chasing partners who never seem to fully choose you? Wondering why consistency and commitment never seem to show up no matter how hard you try? Or maybe you've noticed yourself overgiving, over accommodating, bending yourself into knots just to keep the peace, only to feel burnt out, resentful, and disconnected. Maybe you're unsure. You're unsure how to build a relationship where you actually feel safe, seen, and secure without losing yourself in the process. And do you ever feel exhausted? Yeah, Sabrina just said that in the chat. So tired, so exhausted. Have you ever felt ashamed? Have you ever felt just frustrated? Because deep down, you know better. You know what to do. You've read the books, but you keep repeating the same pattern anyways, again and again. If you can relate to any of these, I want you to drop a me in the chat because I want you to see that You are not alone. Other women are doing this. You can even look right now, you see women nodding along as I'm saying these. Yeah, Sabrina says me, Lisa says me, Lynette says me, still working and growing. Yeah. Evelyn says I keep getting burnt. Yeah, exactly. Hannah says relationship book podcast. Yeah, exactly. How about everywhere you turn on social media is how to get the perfect relationship, right? We're not, it's not that we lack the information. It's that sometimes we just lack knowing what to do. And Terry says me, empath, recovering from a narcissistic relationship. Exactly. These are women that I know that are badass women that run their own businesses. You guys are doing amazing in life. So it's not your fault that this is happening to you. It is not your fault. Okay. If you found yourself thinking, yep, that's me, all of these sound like me, it's because these are the exact patterns so many smart, capable women fall into. And it doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. I know because I've lived them myself. I've seen them over and over in the women that I coach. And I want you to really hear this because whatever you've been trying that hasn't worked, it's not your fault. It is just hella confusing out there. As Anna said in the chat, right, there's books and podcasts everywhere trying to inundate you with all these ideas. There's books, experts, opinions, quick fixes, promises, all of this stuff. And it's really hard to know who's right and who you can actually trust. And if you're anything like me back then, you are probably willing to try just about anything to finally feel secure in your relationships. And the problem wasn't that you weren't trying hard enough or that you didn't care enough. It's that everything you tried was aimed at the wrong thing. And none of it was getting to the root cause. The real reason you keep repeating the same annoying patterns over and over and over and over again. And I know this because before I became a relationship coach, I walked this road myself. Since then, I've shared my work on the TEDx stage. I've written a book about attachment and relationships. I've launched a podcast to help women heal their patterns. And I've created the Relationship Reboot program to help women like you step by step to become secure in love. But before this, oh my God, if you guys could have seen me back then, I was sad. I was lonely. I was deeply insecure. I would cry myself to sleep most nights. Back in 2020 is when everything kind of came to a head. It was the height of the pandemic, and I was in bed with a White Claw in one hand and chocolate bar in the other. And I hadn't showered in probably about 4 weeks. And I'm pretty sure at this point in time in my life, I hadn't worn pants in days. And I know what you're all thinking, Jen, it was the pandemic. None of us were wearing pants. And you're not wrong. But for me, the depression I was in wasn't because of the forced isolation we were all dealing with that year, but instead from the broken heart of having yet another relationship blow up in my face. So as I'm downing my 7th White Claw for the day and I'm Googling how to win my ex back, I stumble onto a video that has forever changed my life. And that moment, tears, they streamed down my face, my greasy hair, my very hairy, pantless legs. This feels like a lifetime ago, but I was a totally different girl. But it was me. And that night, I learned the root cause of everything I had been struggling with was my attachment style. I discovered how I'd been shaping my relationships since before I could even walk. And as I dove deeper into attachment theory, something inside of me finally clicked. It was like a fire got lit under my ass. I decided I was going to figure this out right now, no matter how long it took or what I had to do. I decided I was done chasing men who didn't want me. I was done setting flimsy boundaries that left me falling apart inside. And I was done dating without intention. And that decision showed me the truth. What I had been doing for all of those years was almost completely wrong. And I can say this now, but I'm so grateful for that night. And now I know I could not have said that back then. I appreciate that. But 5 years later, I can absolutely say that was one of the best moments of my life. Because if I hadn't made that decision to invest in myself then, I'd probably still be annoying all of my friends with breakup stories, wasting money on therapy that wasn't helping, and reading books that got me nowhere. And even after I made that decision, it wasn't like everything just kind of magically got better, right? I didn't wake up one day and I was like, oh, look, I'm secure and healed. It took years of trial and error to figure this out. I had to unlearn everything that I thought I was doing right. All of this stuff. I tried every formula I could get my hands on, every self-help book, every podcast, endless therapy sessions, and all these different types of modalities, only to end up in the same heartbroken space. It was frustrating. It was exhausting. But above all else, it was lonely. I didn't have anyone with me during my healing journey. And that was actually probably one of the hardest parts for me. But I was committed. And I knew I wasn't going back to my old ways. And eventually, through a lot of testing and stumbling and investing in my own professional training, I pulled together the pieces from all the different modalities that I've trained in. And I created what would eventually become my dance method, my DANC method that I teach inside of my relationship reboot program. Now, before I go any further, I do want to talk to you about my client, Sarah, and how this affected her. So when I first connected with Sarah, you could see it in her face. She had been running a marathon, essentially, that she had never signed up for. You know that feeling when you're just exhausted? I think Sabrina said it earlier in the chat. Just exhaustion. She told me about another relationship that had just fallen apart. And of course, this wasn't the first time. Every guy she dated seemed to pull away the second things got real. And instead of walking away, she would work harder. She would send more texts, go out of her way to do little things for him, bend herself into every direction just to keep the connection alive. And at one point, as we were talking, she just kind of laughed. But you know, it's like one of those laughs where you can kind of, you're really laughing to hold back the tears that are behind your eyes. And she said, Jen, I feel like I'm auditioning for the role of girlfriend and I never get the part. And that got me because I knew exactly what she meant. Sarah had been trying everything. She read the books. We all do. She listened to the podcasts. She's even gone on what she called a man fast, which I really loved, which is basically just like swearing off dating for months at a time. And no matter what she did, she ended up in the same pattern, but with a different face. And by the time that her and I started talking and working together, she had started to believe that maybe she was the problem, that this was never going to change. But here's the truth. Sarah wasn't broken. She wasn't just bad at relationships. She wasn't a lost cause. She was stuck in a detachment pattern that had been wired into her nervous system since childhood. Okay? Her body was pulling her towards what was familiar, not what was healthy. And once she learned to recognize those patterns and practice the tools I now teach inside the Relationship Reboot program, everything for her started to shift. She stopped chasing. She started trusting herself. And eventually she opened up to a relationship where she now feels, for the first time ever, safe, seen, and supported. And the most important part is she did not lose herself or her fiery personality that she has in the process. And that's the dream, isn't it? To wake up one day knowing that you're loved just for who you are without the constant second guessing about where you stand with him. No more waiting for text messages. You know, you're on your phone decoding, like, he sent me a purple heart yesterday, but today it's a red heart. What does that mean? Or no more trying to hold together a relationship that was never built on solid ground in the first place. Instead, you'll be able to trust yourself, to choose differently, to stop falling for the same pattern with just a different face. You'll stop overgiving, over-accommodating, or silencing yourself just to keep the peace. And instead, you'll finally feel secure, confident, free to show up as your full, authentic self. Because what I'm about to share with you today is the simplest way to stop sabotaging your relationships and start creating love that actually lasts. So I want to know in the chat, let's go ahead and open up the chat now. Which of these dreams here feels most real for you? Which one best describes why you showed up here today? Maybe you don't want to decode signals anymore, right? Maybe you want to be able to trust yourself fully. Maybe you want to start speaking up more confidently. Maybe for you, you want to feel that confident, authentic self. Yeah, Amanda says 1 through 4. I feel you, girl. Lynette says number 3, 100%. Yes, Lynette wants to start speaking up more confidently. That's beautiful. Jill says number 2. Patricia says, I want to practice. Yes. Cheryl says number 3, to finally start speaking. I love that one so much. This is what we're going to be working on because each of these dreams are absolutely possible. And one day they can be your reality, like they're my reality now. And if you keep leaning in, if you stay open tonight, and you really allow yourself to see what's possible when you work with your attachment patterns instead of against them, everything starts to change. And those dreams that we're talking about, they are so ridiculously possible. But here's the truth. If they were easy to get, then we'd already all be living them by now, wouldn't we? And if you're anything like I used to be, you're probably tried everything. You've gone on the man fast, you've read all the books, you've done the therapy, and yet here you are, still finding yourself in the same patterns. You figured out your job. You know how to rock your business. You know how to have your career. Maybe you're a great mother. Maybe you're an amazing friend. But that relationship area in your life, it keeps falling. And the real reason you're stuck is that no one ever showed you the actual root cause of why you keep sabotaging yourself in your relationships. And that's exactly what we're going to cover now. I'm going to walk you through 3 core concepts that will help you finally feel understood, safe, confident, teach you how to speak up in your relationships. So we're going to go through them. We're going to learn why you keep repeating the same painful patterns, even when you know better. We're going to learn what are the hidden beliefs and misconceptions that are keeping you stuck. And we're going to talk about the discovery I made that changed everything. The steps you need to take to finally create the secure, lasting love you want. So I want you to type yes in the chat if you are ready to start learning how to stop self-sabotaging yourself in these relationships all the time. All right? Let's get going. Let's see. I'm getting caught up. You guys are so fun in the chat tonight. I love it. We rise when we help each other. Yes, Lisa, that's beautiful. Exactly. Sabrina says yes. Jill says yes. Lynette says yes, we could do this. Lisa with the tongue emoji again. Anna, yes, yes, yes. Patricia, 100% yes. Patricia's going hundo up in here. I love it. All right. Let's talk about core concept number 1. All right. We are going to start. Forgive my bad stuff on there. I'll fix it later. We're going to start by honoring the effort that you put in. All right. You've tried probably more than you even give yourself credit for. But the truth is, when all that effort is aimed at the wrong thing, it's exhausting because you never create real change. So let's look at some of the most common things that smart, capable women try to do to fix the relationships and why those things haven't worked the way that you hoped. All right. So play along with me in the chat as we're going along. I want you to type me in the chat if any of these sound like you as we're talking. So number 1, binging self-help books and podcasts. Yeah, we're doing that. I mean, I do that all the time. And listen, if you listen to the Speak Honest podcast, I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just saying that the way that this is self-sabotage is that it creates the illusion of progress. Do you hear that? It's like, oh yeah, look, I do all this stuff. I do. But your wiring, it stays the same. So you feel smarter, but you're still stuck and you're still doing the things. Yeah, Cheryl says, yes, 1,000,000 books. I can imagine that, Cheryl, absolutely. See, knowledge, all right, I want you to hear me on this one. Knowledge without integration stays in your head. I'm laughing at Cheryl because Cheryl says, I feel attacked. That's funny. No, I'm going to say it again for the ladies in the back. Knowledge without integration, it's useless. Okay, it all just stays in your head. We have to get it down on our body. You can know better and still react in the old ways that you were triggered. All right, let's go to number 2. Years and years of therapy. I've been in therapy since I was like 17. Yay. Now, obviously, this is not completely self-sabotage. I mean, please go get therapy. Therapy is very useful, very helpful. But This is self-sabotage if you keep talking about the same problem over and over again. If you have to kind of keep just anyone like want to put a power presentation together when they meet a new therapist because they're like, hey, here's how fucked up I am. Excuse my language, but actually not at all. If you're going to work with me, this is who I am. So, right, this is what it's like. And we just tell our story over and over again, but we're not actually getting anywhere. We're just reinforcing the something's wrong with me belief. And the thing is, insight is valuable, of course, but insight is not the same as rewiring. If you're not working directly with your attachment stance, your body stress response, and all of the nervous system that comes with it, then all of your reactions will resurface when you're under pressure again. It's not your fault. It's literally just wiring. All right, let's go to the third one. Oh, sorry. Lisa says, yes, years and nope, no luck. But now I'm getting the issue that it's not. Yeah, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I mean, yes, we're going to keep making mistakes and live our lives this way, but it's what happens. All right, let's go to number 3. This one's a fun one, especially for you ladies that are dating right now. You can put me in the chat if you are dating or you want to take a man fast right now. I could think of a couple of you right now. I'm looking at you. One of you might be driving. If you are taking months off of dating at a time. Yeah. Now, this one obviously is needed when we can. There's no problem with taking a break. But this is self-sabotage because pressing pause might feel protective, but it delays the work and it keeps you looping, all right? Time off can give you perspective, but avoiding the issue at hand, it doesn't heal anything. So when you step back, that's fine. You're like, okay, I'm feeling better. And then you get back into the relationship, what happens? Same triggers, same problems, same patterns, because your wiring hasn't changed. And that's what we want to talk about. So number 4, this one's fun. This is a new thing. So some of us older ladies might not understand this. Some of us younger ladies get this. Are you hiring someone to perfect your dating profile? This is the newest thing on TikTok right now. And I'm loving it slightly because I kind of wish that I could help people do their dating profiles too, because it's so fun. This is the thing. But why do you think that this is self-sabotaging? Because it's focusing on presentation over your patterns. So the cycle repeats. It's just a better branded cycle, right? A pose profile, of course, can increase your matches. That's no problem, but it won't change who feels right to your nervous system. Do you guys understand that? You can pile men on top of you at all times, but if you're still picking the insecure men, the avoidant men, or the anxiously attached men, then you're still repeating the same pattern. It's just a new package. Yeah, as soon as I said it out loud, Lynette, I did think, well, pile men on top of you. It might be what you're into. That's fine. We accept all people here at Speak Honest. It's great. All right. But maybe after they pile on you, you're going to need a man fast. But this is a whole different thing. Now I'm getting off topic. Number 5, our last one. Now, I know a couple of you in this chat who loves relying on ChatGPT right now. Okay, let's be honest. Can we be honest? Whose bestie is chat right now? Where's Anna? I know she's going to raise her hand with me. Oh, this is so good. I get it. She's so good. I mean, chat is so good. Like, also not real. We all understand this. And at the same time, it's helping us. It's getting us through things. None of these on this list are bad. I just want to be very clear. It's just that if we're relying on them, it can be self-sabotage. Because what happens? You get the perfect script. You put it into your text to send back to him. But then you don't know what to say in real time. And then you have to chase the hacks. And next thing you know, you're running to the bathroom to go ask ChatGPT what to say next to your boyfriend, and you've kind of lost the plot. So quick tips, they're good. They can help you smooth a moment. Again, I'm all about it. But they don't rewire your attachment responses. Scripts cannot regulate a triggered nervous system. And that's what we want to be mindful of as we're doing that. So the real reason these actions haven't created lasting change is that they just don't address the root cause, your attachment patterns, and the nervous system wiring that comes along with it. Now, I go into this in more detail in our relationship reboot program, but basically what happens is under stress, your nervous system interprets closeness or conflict or even small misunderstandings as complete threats. Like a lion is physically chasing you, and all he did was text you a flower instead of a red heart. And in your brain, You have neurons, all right? And these neurons, they fire and they wire together. So the more a response kept you safe when you were younger, the more automatic it becomes now. Now, if I lost you there with all my science, come back to me. It's like this. Let's say I have a pen. Where's the pen? Where's my pen? Where's my trusty pen? Okay, let's say I have a pink highlighter. If I throw this highlighter at you right now, let's say we were in person and I throw this at you, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to flinch? You're going to, yeah, exactly. You're going to duck, right? Like, what if it comes right at your face? Are you just going to flinch or are you going to be like, and did you choose to duck in that moment? Like right now, even if I put this up on the camera a lot and you guys like, you weren't there, you know, you went, God, Jen, stop it. But did you choose to duck? Or did your body know that ducking is what keeps you safe? If you've ever watched a baby and you throw a ball at a baby, it's not going to flinch because it doesn't know that a ball hurts. It just gets hit in the face and then it cries. Poor baby. Don't throw balls at babies. That's not what I'm saying. But enough things get thrown at your face and you learn to duck. So if enough people tell you you're the problem, what are you going to learn to do? People please? Over accommodate? Maybe learn how to shrink yourself, how to speak up less. That's all that's happening here. That's why you chase, or you shut down, or you pick fights, or you avoid the truth even when you know better. Because conscious effort just is not enough when 95% of your behavior is being driven by subconscious wiring. 95% of everything we think, we do, we say, we act, we move is our subconscious. You're blinking right now. You know that you're doing that. You're breathing right now. You don't realize you're doing that. You're thinking about your grocery list right now. You don't realize you're doing that. This is your subconscious. And good luck trying to outwill your subconscious because many have tried and literally no one has succeeded. That's why willpower is not a thing. All of that stuff, right? It's why the things we talked about before only work for a short amount of time before they all bring back up again. The books and the podcast, sure. They increase your knowledge, but they don't rewire your body's response. Talk therapy can give you insight, but without attachment mapping regulation tools, the patterns, they just snap back under stress like a rubber band. Fasting from men can be amazing and great, and we will lift you up while you're doing it, and it can remove your triggers, but it won't heal the triggers. And your perfect profile, you know, it can change the optics and it can bring in more men, but it won't change the fact that you're attracted to certain men. And scripts and hacks are top-down fixes for bottom-up problems. The bottom line is nothing is wrong with you. It's just how you're wired. And when you work directly with your attachment patterns and your nervous system, then you can choose new steps and the dance changes. So now that you see what's really driving the repeat cycle, which is our attachment stance and all that comes with it, all right, I want you to type yes in the chat if you want to learn more about the sneaky beliefs that our attachment patterns bring up inside of us that are holding us back from the relationships we deserve. So type yes in the chat if that is making sense. If anything I said during core concept number 1 was confusing or you're questioning it, make sure you ask me at the end today of our masterclass and I will answer anything for you. Trust me. All right, Cheryl says yes. Christina says yes. Oh, Christina, I didn't see you pop in. Hey, hon. Evelyn says yes. Kelly says yes. Rhonda says yes. Beautiful. All right, we are going to move on to core concept number 2. And this is the power of our attachment wounds, all right? Our attachment wounds are our sneaky little beliefs, these stories that we tell ourselves that get us stuck. So maybe you thought, there's nothing I can do, Jen. I screw up every relationship I'm in. Maybe it's, you know what? There's just no good men out there, so why even bother? Maybe if it hasn't happened by now, it never will. Right? We could go on and on and on with this list. But do any of these sound familiar? Drop some more sneaky beliefs, attachment wounds in the chat if anything comes up for you. Maybe it's like, I'll never be good enough for a man. Maybe it's, I'm getting too old. I'm just exhausted. I don't want to have to start over. All men cheat. There's, all men are mean. These are all limited beliefs. These are all attachment wounds that hold us back. If any of these pop up for you, share them in the chat. I can't be a mom and a girlfriend at once. Patricia, that's so honest and vulnerable. Thank you for sharing that. Anna, yeah, if it hasn't happened yet, it probably won't. Listen to that. These are all the wounds that hold us down. Let's break down a couple of them. I want to break down, I screw up every relationship. What this really points to isn't that you're broken, isn't that you actually do screw things up. It's that your attachment wounds are running the show. So see, your nervous system has been wired since childhood to expect abandonment, rejection, or chaos. And so, of course, you are reacting in ways that feel like sabotage. So for example, let's say your partner, he comes home late from work and he doesn't text you. On the outside, it looks like you're overreacting because what did you do? You blew up at him. You were accusing him. Maybe you're accusing him of cheating. Maybe you're accusing him just of not caring. Maybe you're like, he does this all the time. He's never going to change. And so you're overreacting. I'm going to use this word like this. I don't believe in overreacting, but you from the outside perspective feel like you're overreacting. And you do this all the time. And you hate that you do this. You hate that you blow up. You're like, why can't I just keep my cool? Why can't I just calm down? What's wrong with me? I screw everything up. But the root cause is that your body just got hit with the same panic it felt as a kid when love and safety weren't consistent. Your nervous system goes straight into survival mode. And survival mode doesn't care about logic or communication skills. It's annoying, isn't it? But it's true. And that's not your fault. That's just how your body reacts to relationships because that's how it learned to attach. Yeah, Rhonda says, I feel like I'm always overreacting. I felt the same way, Rhonda. Oh my, I'm such a feisty, fiery, sassy person. I can go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. I was always blowing up at my ex-husband. I totally get that. Oh, Sabrina says, because of my stroke, no one will ever be able to handle me. What a vulnerable share. Thank you, Sabrina. Yeah. I know all of you right now are looking at something like what Sabrina just said and said, no, girl, of course not. People can handle you. Those men can handle you. And if they don't, they don't deserve you. We need to turn that inward, ladies, into ourselves too. We need to give ourselves that same kind of like, don't you ever say that about my best friend being me? All right, let's look at the other one. There's no good men out there. I hear this one all the time, genuinely all the time. And the thing is there's like, what, 8 billion people, guys? There are plenty of emotionally available people out there, I promise you. Yes, trust me, they are inundated with the emotionally unavailable ones. But what's really happening here is that your nervous system is pulled to what feels familiar, not what feels healthy. It's like when you crave a cupcake instead of broccoli, right? It's like, oh, I want that thing. But think about it like this. You meet 2 people. One, he is hot and cold. He takes hours or maybe even days to reply, and he keeps you guessing. And the other one over here, he texts you when he says he will. He shows up on time, and he actually seems interested in you. Now, I know on paper, you're like, well, obviously, I want the guy that cares about me. But the weird thing about your attachment stance, when you have a non-secure attachment stance, is that the one who makes you have to work for it, the one that's inconsistent, that's the one that you're going to go to. The one who's actually showing up on time and actually says he likes you and is texting you all the time, might give you the ick. I'm not really attracted to him. He's not really my type. And for most of us, this just kind of happens because, again, safety just never felt real. Safe can actually feel boring until you do the work to rewire it. But once you shift the patterns, you start to notice and feel drawn to partners who are secure and consistent. And that's when love starts to feel stable instead of like a roller coaster. And this happened to me when I first started dating my now husband. Very, very secure man. I absolutely was not attracted to him. And in fact, I tried to, I think, break up with him like 5 times before we finally got together because it was like, he was so just consistent and good. And I was like, well, this is weird. There must be something wrong with him. But do you hear that? There must be something wrong with him because he likes me. That's a worth issue. That's an attachment wound. I'm unworthy of love. And that's how we hold ourselves back. All right, let's do the last one real quick. If it hasn't happened by now, it never will. The one that Anna mentioned was a big one for her. And this one hurts. But here's the truth. Your brain is wired to expect the future to look like the past. Right? This is how we as humans have survived for millennia. And the neurons, they fire and they wire together. So as you're looking at the future, you're relaying the stuff that happened in the past. And you're like, okay, this is what's going to happen. But it only feels hopeless because you've repeated old patterns. But the moment you start practicing new ones, you can literally just shift the trajectory of your life. Your story changes. And it's never too late. I've seen women in their 70s start brand new relationships, and they go on to have 18-year-long relationships with these beautiful men. That's what's important. It's never too late. So now let me pause here and say, again, none of this is your fault. You've been running on subconscious programming that was designed to protect you as a kid. That same wiring is, though, unfortunately now sabotaging your adult relationships. All right. So let me explain it like this. You have a winter coat. You put a winter coat on. It's very cold outside. It's like negative, 2. I'm in America. I don't know what Celsius stuff is, but it's very cold. And you put on your winter coat. It keeps you safe, doesn't it? You put on your mittens. You put on your little woolly hat, and you go out in the cold, and it keeps you safe. But now it's summertime. Do you still need that winter coat in the summer? Do you still need to put your mittens on when you go outside? What's going to happen if you wear your hat outside with your big winter coat and your buttons on? You're going to get like heat stroke, ladies, right? We don't want that. But does that make the coat bad? No. And in fact, you might still need that coat from time to time. I'm never asking us to completely get away from it. I'm asking us to start looking objectively at, is it helping us? Is it serving us? Is it helping us to align to be the person we want to be? That's all this is about. In fact, science tells us that the brain is plastic, right? So we can rewire. We can choose a new coat. We can add new inputs into our mind, new experiences. That's why it's not about willpower. It's about being smarter about what we're actually doing. Not being smarter in the way of actually knowing more, but integrating it into our lives. Not trying harder, just being. It's not about being good enough. It's just about being enough. It's about giving your nervous system new steps to practice until they become your new normal. So I worked with a client. I want to share a story with you guys real quick to say, and she used to always say this, there's no good men out there. That's where I got one of these ideas from, right? She really believed it. But when we dug deeper, what was actually happening is that anytime a good man did show up, what do you think was happening? She would disqualify him in some way, right? She'd be like, oh, well, he lives 45 minutes away. It's too far. He drives a Tesla. I could never date someone with a Tesla. I mean, also fair, but he has a weird job. I don't really like his job. I need a big, business career man. She always had these reasons. And these weren't necessarily actual deal breakers, right? They weren't actual non-negotiables for her. They were excuses that her nervous system came up with to avoid the risk of real intimacy. On the surface, it looked like she just had high standards. And we don't want to take that away from you, right? But at the same time, ladies, I'm going to say something really radical. Lower your standards. You can be just enough, just like the man can be. Find what your non-negotiables are. That's what we work through in the Relationship Reboot program, to shift what's actually important to us and not to settle on things that we think are standards, when really it's just, I have to drive a little bit further away to be with this amazingly secure man who loves me dearly. Once she realized what was going on, because she'd been through my program, she realized she wasn't really rejecting men, so to speak. What she was rejecting was the feeling of being vulnerable, of getting too close. Because if she could keep men at arm's reach, then she never got hurt, right? It was always her choice. And that shift changed everything. She started seeing those old excuses for what they really were. Not proof that good men don't exist, but instead protective patterns. So now that you can see your old beliefs for what they are, right? Some of you who put some of those in the chat, can you kind of understand now that they're not you? They're just faulty programming, but they're not your truth anymore. So now I want to talk about the discovery I made that changed everything and the 5 key things that you actually need to build the secure love that you're searching for. So type yes in the chat if you're still with me. If you want to learn how to dance like no one's leaving, if you want to be secure in your relationships, if you want to do all of this together. Beautiful. Sabrina says, yes, ma'am. Cheryl says, yes, please. I love these. Anna says, it's so scary. It is scary. It really is. Think about it. Get out on the dance floor. It's scary as hell. You can have a good time doing it, especially when you're with your girls, right? Nothing's more fun than dancing with your girls. But by now you can see that things you've been doing, the self-help books and the podcasts and the endless therapy sessions, all that stuff, the dating fasts, the I'll just try harder approach, they don't actually work, right? They don't get to the root cause of what's happening here. So you've seen how your beliefs and nervous system wiring keep pulling you back into the same patterns. So let me tell you what I discovered that finally made the difference. For years, I thought if I just worked harder, if I just learned more, if I just had the perfect boundary script, just the perfect thing to say, things would change. But no matter how much I knew better, I still kept ending up in the same relationships with a different face. And that's when it clicked. This isn't about willpower. It's about wiring. And when I finally started addressing my attachment stance directly, things shifted. I realized I needed a method, not a quick fix, not another tip or another trick, but a step-by-step process that worked with my nervous system instead of against it. Something that I could have forever to keep doing again and again. Everything that I needed so that slowly but surely I could become secure. And that's when I came to what I teach now inside the Relationship Reboot Program as the dance method, the DANCE method. You can see it up on the board there. And these are the 5 things that I realized you absolutely need in order to stop sabotaging and start building secure, lasting love. So let's go through them real quick, but we go into them more later. But basically, we're going to discover your attachment stance. All right, that's the very first thing we're going to do because you can't change what you don't see. Next, we're going to alleviate your wounds, your attachment wounds, those sneaky beliefs, those stories. We're going to heal the root pain, not just the symptoms. We're going to nurture your attachment needs because, ladies, you're not needy. Okay? You are allowed to have needs. It is time to start owning them, time to identify them and meet them without shame. Yes, Lynette, I am not needy. Oh, I'm so proud of you, girl. Exactly. Then we're going to learn how to communicate with confidence. I know that's why so many of you are here today. You know that's my thing. You know I love communication. But we can't even get to the place of communicating confidently without first being able to learn our attachment stance, our wounds, and our needs, okay? Then we're going to embody secure attachment. That's what it's all about. This is the part where we integrate. This is the part where we get all the tools, and now it's time to just live our lives. And we ask those questions. Is this secure? Is it not secure? And as any of the ladies in my program right now, you know the annoying answer to that is, I can't answer that for you. You have to know yourself, what your intention is. That's what's most important. That's the end goal there. So now, let's play a quick game of Would You Rather. And would you rather keep doing the same old thing over and over again, swearing off dating, memorizing scripts, blaming yourself until everything goes wrong? Or, just hear me out, would you like to try a new way where you have a proven method, a support system, a group of girls around you, accountability, so you don't have to figure this out alone? Drop in the comments, do you want an old way or a new way? I like how Paige says called out. Yeah, new way, please. Yes, Evelyn, beautiful. Because there is a new way. And there is support. And this is where it becomes so important, because if all it took was another book or podcast, all of you would already be where you want to be. The truth is, having a community of women around you while you heal is the very thing that makes this stick. It's what helps you catch the old patterns in real time as you're sharing your story. And your girlies are like, don't do that again. It's actually practicing the new tools that you have on each other. We have conflict in our group all the time. And then we learn and we practice together. And it builds a secure connection. So let me ask you this. Type yes in the chat. If you had the right support and accountability, do you believe truly with all your heart that you could be in a relationship with a man who helps you feel safe, seen, and secure? I want to know. Do you believe that? It might have felt impossible up until now. But if you had the right tools, the right support, the right women, the right coach, the right program, the right method, and the right accountability, do you truly think you can actually get there? Yeah. Christina says absolutely. Rebecca says absolutely. Cheryl says yes, 100%. Oh, Lynette, I can and I will heal. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh, you guys give me chills. This is so good. My somatics are all like bubbly right now. I'm so glad to see all of this because the most important part of this journey is that even if your attachments are making you believe like you can't do this, like there's a part of you that's resisting this and you're like, I don't know, Jen, this isn't for me. I can't. There's still a part of you that's determined that you can. And that's the only part I need. If you give me just 1% of your hope, I can turn it into your full new life. I promise. All right. So now let's do a quick overview. We looked at why smart women keep self-sabotaging their relationships. You saw how all the books, the therapy, the dating fast, the boundary scripts, they don't work long-term. All right. They don't. And then we also looked at the beliefs that keep you stuck. Like I screw up every relationship. There are no good men out there. I'm never going to be enough for him. I do everything wrong. It's my fault. I'm unworthy. All of the ones that were dropped in the chat today. And then finally, I shared the discovery that changed everything for me. That you don't need more willpower. You just need a method that rewires your patterns at the root. And you need a support system behind that method to get you there. And that's where the dance method inside the relationship reboot program comes in. And at the very beginning of this masterclass, I made you a promise. I promised that by the end of our time together, you'd see exactly why you keep repeating the same painful relationship patterns and how to finally break them so you feel safe, seen, and secure without losing yourself in the process. And now here's what I want you to remember. Nothing I've shared today is just theory. These are the exact things that worked both for me and for my clients. Women who started in the exact same place you are right now. They weren't special. I know they're going to hate it that I say that about them. You guys aren't special. I'm not special. We all have busy lives. We all have families, demanding jobs, school schedules, carpool duty. We got to go walk the dog. And yet still, we're able to shift these patterns. And if they can do it, I know you can too. And honestly, you're already halfway there. Because once you know the root cause and have a clear plan with accountability, everything can change. So let me ask you, would you like my help in finally breaking these patterns and creating the kind of secure, lasting love that you've been craving? If that sounds like you, type yes in the chat right now. Because I want you to see that you have a choice. Oh, Evelyn says yes. Paige says yes. That's so beautiful. You can keep doing what you've been doing this entire time. You can keep reading the books, going on the man fasts, hiring the people to tweak your dating profile, believing that there's no one out there for you. You can end in the same patterns, just a different face each time. Or you can choose option B. It's a simpler path. It's using a proven method with accountability and support. So you can stop self-sabotaging. Stop it. And you can start feeling safe, seen, and secure in love. But the choice is yours, and that's the most important part. It needs to be ready when you're ready to make that choice. And throughout our time today, you heard me mention my relationship reboot program. And this is how I help women finally break the cycle and create the love they've been craving. So would it be okay with you if I took just a couple of minutes? What do we have? About 5 minutes left. And we can go a little bit long if you guys are okay with it, because I can still do Q&A at the end. Don't worry. But would it be okay with you if I took a couple of minutes to share just how I can best help you? Type yes in the chat if you're okay if I share with you what it is that we do in the program. Because my job here is to give you the right information so that you can make the best decision for yourself. So I just want to make sure. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Evelyn says yes. Patricia says yes. Oh, that's great. All right, ladies, let's talk about it real quick. All right. Let's talk about what you actually get inside of the Relationship Reboot membership. You're not just getting a set of lessons. This is so important to me. You are stepping into a space that is designed to support you at every level of your journey. When you join, you unlock 12 weeks of video lessons, worksheets, and homework that break down the exact steps you need to shift your attachment patterns and stop sabotaging your relationships. These aren't just fluffy ideas, right? They are practical, proven tools you can start using right away. You get access to all of it right away. So if you are someone that loves to dive in, you get all 12 weeks right away, but I recommend taking it at a slower level so we can work through it together in the program. And that's where we meet every week. You get live group coaching sessions with me on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. This is where we dive deep into real life challenges. You get real life coaching with me. I'm in there for an hour and a half every day on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's 3 hours of group coaching that you get with me, where I work with you one-on-one. You'll hear yourself and other women's stories, and you'll get clarity and breakthroughs by just being in the room. Ask some of the ladies here. Sometimes they don't even talk for the whole time, and they hear someone else's story and they're like, oh my God, that just unlocked something inside of me. And then we have our Friday 15s. This is where you and I meet one-on-one every week, and it's a private space to talk. This was important to me when I was creating a membership program, because so many times I've joined programs and I just feel like a number. I feel left behind. I feel like I never actually get to talk to the coach that I signed up to be with, that I wanted help from. And so it was really important to me to make sure that I check in with every person that I can in the group at any time. And so Friday 15s, I have about 3 hours of open office hours. You come in, we spend some time together. I just see where you're at. Do you need tech help? Do you have a relationship issue? Do you want to schedule a larger 60-minute session because it's something big came up? It's however it is you want it. That's the point, all right? And that's not all. You also get access to our private Facebook community, a community of women who are walking the same journey alongside you. Some are just starting out. Some have been in them for like almost a year. Some are dating. Some are married. Some are somewhere in between. Some are in situationships. All of them, though, are committed to growth and to cheering you on as you go. And because I know how important it is to have support in the moment, you also get 24/7 digital access to me through Google Doc comments. And if that makes no sense, it'll make much more sense when you get inside. But what we do is we basically use the comments in Google Docs to be able to talk to one another at any time. You'll never be left wondering if you're doing the work correctly. That was also something so important to me. You will always have someone to turn to, and you'll always have a lifeline of support day or night. This membership is a container. It's coaching, community, and accountability all in one place. It's where you finally stop doing this alone. And it's where you learn to show up in your relationships in a way that help you feel safe, seen, and secure for who you really are. And the best part about this is that we are actually starting our next cohort in a couple weeks, September 22nd. We just finished our Secure Girl Summer. Shout out to all my Secure Girls. Woo-woo. Yes, Christina, love it. Exactly. But we are starting a new cohort on September 22nd. And that means that we are going to be walking through all 12 modules together before the end of this year. So imagine going into the holidays. Imagine going into 2026, feeling grounded and secure and confident in how you show up in your relationships. Because let's be real. If you don't want to throw your plate of mashed potatoes at Aunt Sally's face this Thanksgiving, then you might want to join, because it'll help you with your emotional regulation during the holidays. And this round of the program is your chance to finally get out of those self-sabotaging cycles that have kept you stuck and start practicing the tools that will carry you into the next year with real lasting change. So if you're ready to make 2026 the year you finally feel secure, then the doors are open right now. And the link Lynette is going to drop in the chat for me. You can literally join us right now. You're going to go on that link. You're going to click on it. You're going to see two options. You choose which one you want to join. And before I am going to ask the ladies of the membership, anyone here today, if they want to speak on their experience, how it's helped them, what it's brought out of them. But before I do, I want to tell you about this bonus that I decided on, because I really, really want our fall cohort to be hopping. I loved our summer cohort. It was amazing. We had so many amazing women, and I want that again, because I love the fall, and I love being able to do that. So I have a special bonus for today's masterclass. Special bonus if you join tonight, right now. If you go onto that link and you sign up, because you showed up live today and you're here with us, if you join the program before this masterclass ends, you get a bonus that I've never offered before. For every month that you are in the membership, you will receive one private coaching call with me, totally free. That means not only do you get access to the videos, the worksheets, the group coaching, the Friday 15s, the private Facebook group, the 24/7 support, but you also get dedicated one-on-one time with me every single month. And just so we're clear, this bonus is only available if you sign up during the masterclass today. It's kind of my incentive to get you over that hump of not sure what to do. So you've been sitting there thinking, maybe I'll do it later. I'll look at it later, Jen. This is your nudge, because I am fully convinced this can help you. I truly am. And the link is in the chat right now. Go ahead and drop it again, Lynette, if you need. And go ahead and click it and secure your spot. Before the ladies in the program come on to speak their experience, I do want to ask real quick, just in case anyone's wondering before they speak, does anyone have any quick questions about the program? And so I'm going to ask and see. Lynette, did we see any questions about the program in the chat as they were coming up? I wasn't checking on the chat as much.
I don't think I saw any yet.
Okay. Sometimes the big question is what time on Tuesdays and Thursdays? So Tuesdays are at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. If you need help with your time zone, drop it in the chat. We'll do the math for you. We've all learned our time zones very well in this program. Thursdays are at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And Friday 15s are in the morning, at least for me, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. I hope that helps. That's a big one. Perfect. All right. Well, then in that case, let's see. Who do we have here? Between my girlies, who would like to go first? Paige. Yes, my love. Go ahead.
I can say that is definitely, I feel like this woman is sometimes a magician. Like, she is able to find stuff and pull out stuff that I didn't even know existed and was there. Like our last session that we did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Like, I'm still even like, how the hell did you find that? I don't know how. But it is really kind of amazing. You're able to literally see. I've actually been in the program for almost a year, so I've been through like a couple cohorts, and it is, I think, worth every little bit. I definitely do not regret going to do that. I mean, for my own mental peace and mind, that I think was worth it in itself.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Paige. You've come so far in the group as well. We're loving your stories. A lot of us girls just like to sit and have popcorn when Paige comes in with her next story. It's very fun.
Really?
Yeah, so we're like, okay, tell us the next thing that happened. Let's go. Oh, that's great. All right. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. That's so good. Paige does have great questions. She really does. Yeah. She always brings in such a good, like, philosophical thought process that gets us all thinking, and it's so fun. All right. Anyone else? Would they like to go? Lynette, Christina, Anna. Lynette, you go ahead. I saw you unmuted.
So, my heart's racing because I get nervous, but I just truly want to share. I started in September of 2024, and I initially had said no, or I was worried about, pricing and things like that. And I don't know what urged me, but something inside, I was like, what is offered in this program? What everything you get for, the price that I was getting. Even my husband was like, you should do it. And I've been in the program now for the 2 cohorts, and I truly don't know if my marriage would have made it through um, all of the obstacles that were being thrown at me. But Jen truly has been a godsend in my life. The the time that she offers to us, and like she had mentioned, she wants to try to get all the ladies to be able to speak and talk, and so she makes time for all of us, which is, I think, the most important thing to me. And that extra 15 on those Fridays, sometimes something comes up and you really need it. And she's always there to, if she has the extra time, sometimes even spend additional 15 minutes. So, I just truly, I'm so grateful that I joined, and I'm so grateful for what she offers and all the time that she puts into helping us all with not just marriage relationships, but just everything. Any person you meet, you do learn how to deal with tough situations. So just thank you. And I just recommend it to everyone. And yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lynette. You know, my favorite part about this with you was at the beginning when you recognized your heart was racing, because that means you are getting familiar with your somatics. And that was the first thing that came out of your mouth naturally. Look at that rewiring that's already happening. Like, oh, that was like the first thing I noticed. So I love that. And I saw your hand was up too. Would you like to go next, hon?
Uh, I'm actually glad Lynette went before because she kind of helped me put my thoughts together because we know I tend to go on little roller coaster rides.
I love your roller coaster rides, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Which the irony is how I ended up in your program because I was having so many roller coaster rides in my personal life, my professional life, my family life. Like, really, they're just, yeah, everything. There wasn't anything that was steady except for my fur babies, which we know is a whole other story.
They're my favorite.
And I was spiraling. And sometimes I still cry. And when I start to spiral and I also start to get emotional, Jen will look at me and she'll go, breathe. What is it you feeling? Where are you feeling it? And describe the feeling. So if I say my chest hurts, like she'll help me. I have to break it down, but she asks the questions. And I had signed up because I had been following her for a while. We must have found half a dozen email addresses because I probably watched something and be like, oh, that's interesting. I'll read it. Sign up under a different email address. And then we got to actually talking. So we consolidated it. And she let me send her a couple of messages on Facebook after one of these sessions. I was losing my mind. I was like pretty much hyperventilating, crying. I couldn't breathe. And it was just like nobody's taken the time to let me breathe before. And that was when I was like, I think I need this. And she goes, I don't want to pressure you. It, you decide when you're ready. If you're not ready now, then that's okay. There's zero pressure. What can I do to help you right here, right now, in this moment? And it was just helping me breathe,
Oh, thank you
helping
so
me
much, Anna.
figure out some of that pain that I've now over the months sort of realized it's like a cement wall in my chest and I don't understand it because I'm spiraling half the time.
Yeah.
And
And
then
we found that cement chest during one of our somatic processes together. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it still gives me chills.
It was a really big realization of just seeing where that's like holding you back sometimes, and us still working through that, I think is so powerful. So
And
yeah.
that's exactly it. It's when I said, because you just kept asking the right questions. What is it? What is it that you're feeling? I'm like, a cement wall. You're like, okay. So what does that cement wall need? Like, those are very compassionate questions. It's not dictatorship. It's not saying, that's it. Okay, I'm going to solve this for you. It's none of that forcing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love. I love
No.
that it's just, let's talk. Tell me, out of my tangents, what is it? Give me the words, and then
Yeah.
maybe I can help you. And then we
Oh,
work through
and
that.
oh, sorry, no, keep going. I'm so sorry. Go
No,
on.
that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I'm like, I don't know what to say. You're like, just give me even like the odd word. You don't have to form the sentence. And we can take it from there. And
Mhm.
that's a skill that's not easy.
Yeah. It means a lot to me that you don't think I'm a dictator since I know you hate me most days. So it's great to hear.
True. Who gets to know me knows that when I say I hate you, I'm always
Uh-huh.
laughing because that's my way of saying, damn it, you're
Exactly.
right, and I don't want to admit it.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Anna. Sabrina, I saw your hand up. Let's end with you and then I'll answer any questions these beautiful ladies have.
Okay, I really 100% agree with Anna and where she's coming, and Lynette. I mean, everybody. And I just want to thank you to for everything that you have done, and to let everybody know that's listening. It is worth every single second. Your time and your coaching and everything that you have learned in your life, and passing it on to us. And I've learned a lot too. And with having a TBI, and you know um, trying to learn and heal and intake the information, and being able to go through the program again. I'm really excited to be able to do that again with you, and be able to intake more of the same information even, but for me, I can sponge it some more, just because I am a little bit slower to um, understand some of the information. But just know that I really appreciate everything, and for all of you coming in, if you are, it is definitely worth it. And the modules and learning everything has been so helpful. And I feel like, and when you take a survey at the beginning and a survey at the end, and just to see how far you've come, that's amazing. It's such a good feeling, and I have chills.
Oh, I love
So
that. And I'm so excited
thank
you're joining
you.
us again in the fall because you're right. Like
Yes, I'm
it
so
makes
excited.
so much. The cool part about the program, oh, and Cheryl, I see your hand. I'll definitely come to you. The cool part about the
Yep.
program is that you get all the tools you need. So you can just come in for 3 months. Like most people, they just kind of come in for 3 months, maybe 6 months, and that's it. So,
Hmm.
I don't know, do the math, 147 times. I suck at math. Don't make me do math. So right, that's all it
But you're
is for
right.
what this is.
Yep.
But you get it forever. Like so you can constantly
Yes.
go through it. And if you're able to go back through it with us again, then you have that accountability. But if not, technically, Sabrina, you have everything you need. You could just go and do it again on your own. If, let's say,
Yep.
you
Yep. And
couldn't
I've
join
always have
us.
those
Yeah,
tools. Yep. So
exactly.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, hon. I truly appreciate that. And then Cheryl, if you want to go, did you? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I just something quick. Like, I don't know if I missed somebody else saying that, so sorry if it's a repeat, but I just wanted to say that, like, um, I think we all like focus on our dating relationships, or marriage, relationships the most sometimes, but like this has been helpful for, all relate friendships. Like, we talk a lot about friendships and family relationships. I know it's a big one for me that I always, am focused on because that's an area that of struggle for me, but it's like it's all kinds of relationships. And so even if like you're not in a point of dating in your life and you don't plan to be anytime soon or whatever, like it's going to help you regardless.
It's so true. I think we're all hitting a theme of family lately. Haven't you noticed that? Like everyone's kind of questions are surrounding that. So yeah, it is. It's all types of relationships. Romantic ones tend to be the big ones. Family ones, obviously, because that's where it comes from. All of them are in here, and that's what it's all about. Thank you all so much. Now, I'm going to open it up to any other questions. I can also wrap us up here as well, just to say thank you all so much for everyone that showed up live today. I know that this is something that you took out of your day to do, and that seriously means so much to me. If you do join the relationship reboot program before the masterclass ends, remember you get that bonus offer. And for every month that you're in the membership, you get that 60-minute coaching call with me. Now, you still can always get coaching calls with me outside of that, of course, but for a lot of people, it just helps to have that one 60-minute call every month that just keeps themselves on track. What are we working on? What are we doing? And that means that you get all of that with you. And so just remember that inside the membership, you'll find women just like you, some who have been here for over a year, as you heard, some who just got started, some are married, but they're all here for the same reason. They just want to live more authentically, right? They want to learn to speak up. They want to learn to be more confident. They want to learn to communicate better. They want to learn to embody that secure attachment that comes with that. So you can take what we learned today, you can close this Zoom, and you can try to piece it together all on your own. I've done that, and it's absolutely okay, right? It has to be when you're ready. Just like Anna said, no pressure ever. But when you are ready, come and join us. We would love to have you. We will work with you. We will hold your hand. We will hold your hair back on hard days. You know what I mean? Like we are like, someone said this recently, and it was my favorite thing that I ever heard. We are like all of the women in a women's bathroom at a club. You know what I mean? Like hyping each other up at all times. Like this is us. We are a women's club. That's what it should be called. The women's club program, the women's bathroom club program or something like that. We have a great time with that. So if that's something that you want to be doing, come and join us. If you have any questions and you want to ask them privately, oh, beautiful timing. Wow. Way to be on it, Lynette. You can schedule a free 30-minute discovery call with me. It's called an attachment assessment. You and I will talk. But if you want to get that 60-minute coaching session with me, scheduled to order today, get it today in the program. And that's where you can get, let's get jackets. Yes, Cheryl, I love that. I'm so grateful all of you spent your time with me today. Whether you join us or not, I hope you leave here knowing you're not broken, you're not alone, and secure love absolutely is possible. And just know that join us in the Facebook group, join us in the podcast, join us in any other master classes you see. Like you are part of our community now forever. Sorry, you're stuck with us now. This is what it is. But for now, I'll go ahead and open up to any questions you have, or feel free to pop off if you need to. Evelyn, thank you for being here with us tonight, hon. It was so good to see you. And yeah, you can reach out to me at any time if you have any questions, but raise your hand, ask in the chat. I'm here for you. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. Was there anyone here? I know there was a couple of you I was talking to, and I said, hey, if you want to ask me that relationship question at the end of the masterclass tonight, you can ask me, because there was a couple people I've been chatting with in the DMs and on the Facebook group that have been having some relational issues, and that we can go through it here. Yay, Christina. Christina's so good. Love it. Oh, Christina, I'm so excited to have Christina in our fall cohort with us as well. She's come so far, and like the process that I've seen her work through, it's just like how fast you came in the summer. Like, it's just like, whoa, like who even are you now, girl? Just love it. Love watching your growth. All right. Oh, there you are.
Okay. Yeah, everything just clicked.
Yeah.
Everything you were saying just clicked. It was like, oh.
Yeah. And you're like, wait a second. And you know what I really have seen in you is like your confidence. It's like, wait a second. And right, we talked about this, like with you leveling up, like, well, he's leveling up a little bit too now, right? And that happens a lot in our relationships. It just takes one secure person to sort that out.
Yeah.
Like, and if they don't level up with you, well, then, you know, they made their choice. They self-selected to go.
I like the boundaries.
Yes. Yes, boundaries. Oh gosh. They're so hard. We're still working on boundaries in the program. It's so much. It's so good.
Just love you, Jen.
Oh, I love you too. You're so sweet. Thank you. All right. Well, I mean, I still want to, I know people when they're like asking questions, like it takes them a second to like build up into it. So I don't want to like just get off. Feel free to still ask. But if that is it, then that's probably us for tonight. We would love to have you. Kelly, yes. Did you have a question, hon? Let's see. Let me get, I can ask you to unmute. Does that help?
Hi,
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Thank you.
Good. What's your question? How can I help?
I was just typing it, but I will talk to you. Okay, I was think you probably would want me to ask you privately about it, because it's probably something you want me to talk to you about, in an email.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I probably should, but let's see. But can you go? Is the program of 3 months or 6 months, or do you usually
That's
go up? Is it like up to the person?
that's a great question. It is monthly and you can cancel at any time.
Oh,
So the cohort, so this is great.
yeah.
It's an ongoing membership. So you come in and you're part of the community. And then every once in a while we go through all 12 steps in the program kind of together as a collective. And that's what we're starting on September 22nd. So that takes 12 weeks or 3 months. But
Okay.
some people just come in for a month, kind of sort themselves out. Everyone's on a different journey, you know, and they come in for the 3 months and then that's enough. They do their 12 weeks, they do the cohort, and then they leave. And then some people stay in for 6 months, or we have some of these ladies have just decided this is part of their journey now and they're pretty much lifers. So it's completely up to you. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, and that's a great question. If you have any other questions like that, that helps so many people to know.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll send you an email then when we get off.
Okay, great. Yeah, and if you want to talk more one-on-one privately, you can schedule an attachment assessment with me as well. And Lynette can drop that in the chat again if that helps. Or you can email me and ask for that link. I can send it then.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you,
very
Kelly.
much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. It does feel like a girls' night whenever we get together. Yes, Patricia, darling, how are you?
Hey Jen, I'm good. I'm so glad that I got to be here tonight. I just kind of caught one of your ads for the masterclass and it was really well done. And I was like, I think I'm gonna go. That looks really interesting. And I just wanted to pop on the voice chat in case someone didn't see my comment that I'm a coach as well,
Yes,
and the
you are.
pricing on this is wild tonight. Like I don't know if you guys know like what the pricing and stuff is normally, but basically this makes the whole rest of it a gift. Like the whole program part is a gift. So if you're on the fence, I'd say jump on, especially if you can cancel at any time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Oh,
I just
it actually, you're absolutely right. It is because my coaching sessions are $150 a session. So basically, that you just get the membership for free. Is it kind of what I wanted to do because I just wanted to fill the membership up with more women because we're only at what is it like 20 women, Lynette, and at the most maybe 8 of us show up on like the different group coaching. So we're talking like we're small ladies. Like y'all come in now, like this is the best time because Speak Honest is only just going to keep growing until we're at 50, 100 people. And that's great. We're going to have that. We're going to have new coaches coming in. Everything will be good. Right now, oh, it's just a cute, tiny little community. And I love it so much. And it's the perfect time to get in. It's kind of like at the ground floor, if you will. So thank you, Patricia. And yes, you fantastic coach as well. That's how we know each other. So I love it. Thank you. I also love your background.
think I
Right.
get a lot of compliments on it. It's
Yeah.
an actual screen.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Is it really?
yeah, some people think because I have a lot of fancy
Oh,
Zoom
it
backgrounds.
looks like a pretend like background thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
no,
mm-hmm.
you can tell it's
Yeah,
real
it's
because
a
I
real
don't
one.
like those like fake background things because I can always like tell when people ghost, behind like anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. You need a green screen and all that.
Yeah,
Yep, thank
exactly. Yeah, I
you.
love that so much. You're like, I brought in the green screen for real life. This is good. All right. All right, everyone. Well, I just want to say again, thank you all so much for coming. Some new faces tonight. Amanda, Stacy, Kelly. It was so lovely to have you here. To all of my girlies, Paige, Lynette, Cheryl, Christina, Anna. Thank you all. Patricia, thank you for coming. Cheryl is the other Cheryl. Oh, she's gone. You two are my coaching lady. You're my coaching girlies. Like, right? We got each other's backs. I love that. All right. But with that, then I'll go ahead and be done for the evening. Thank you all so much for coming. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I will talk with you all later. Take care. Bye. Good night. Feel free to unmute and say bye.
Bye, Jen.
Bye, Paige. Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
Bye.
Like, I have a really good question, but I'm going to hold back.
Your question, girl. I was just about to get off. Now you got a question on me?
So I was trying to hold back, Jen. Like, and you don't have to say yes. We can go.
All right, let
Like,
me see. What's your? Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Because we're working on that thing where your subconscious brings up the best questions right at the end.
And
Okay.
although to be fair, I did ask this kind of like in the beginning of the thing.
Okay.
So
What was it? What is your question? Let's do it.
okay, it was basically like, can you have different attachment styles like for yourself, but also in your relationship, romantically wise? For example, like, can I be like an anxious attachment and then at the same time, if I have a relationship with another or like a significant other or whatnot, if they exist. Anyways,
Yeah.
can I be more fearful avoidant with that, or uh, disorganized?
Yeah. So for anyone kind of like listening, disorganized and fearful avoidant, like same thing. We just call it two different words for some reason in the psychology world. And a lot of people, there is kind of a rhetoric out there, just to be honest, that yeah, you can have different attachment styles with different people and things like that. But personally speaking, in the research and in the work that I've been doing, there tends to be a predominant attachment stance that is happening. And that stance comes from how you were raised in childhood. And so if you are avoidant with one person and anxious with another, then there's a high chance you're just disorganized attached, right? There's just a disorganized attachment. If you are only anxious with one person and you are only avoidant with another person, I'd like to study you because I haven't met that person yet. But whereas typically it's like, oh no, I'm anxious and avoidant. It's just that this person over here is incredibly avoidant. And so it makes me anxious. Whereas this person over here is incredibly anxious. So it makes me avoidant. Is that part making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if in a relationship you're one way with one person, another way with another, you might want to look into, well, how do they relate to you? But, and also, and here's just one tiny last kicker, a lot of times anxiously attached people will think they're acting avoidant when they're really just acting secure. In fact, I just wrote this story out in my book recently about that. One of my clients who came in thinking she had disorganized attachment because she's pulling away from her boyfriend. And when I asked her, okay, well, what does pulling away mean? She said, well, I just want to go read my book for like 2 hours at a time. And I was like, that's just secure independence, child, right? Like that's a good thing. And so anxiously attached individuals are so anxiously attached that even the mere idea of independence feels like avoidance to them. So they think they're avoidantly attached. They think they're disorganized, but they're not. They're just anxious attachment, just showing up in different ways, if that makes sense.
That is so interesting. Okay, that does make sense.
Okay. Yeah. And so I would just get more clear into what do we think it is? Like based on our work together, I'd say you are predominantly anxiously attached. But, you know, for a long time I thought I was avoidantly attached, but it just turns out I just hung out with a bunch of anxious people all the time. As soon as I started dating that avoidant guy, woo-wee, was I very disorganized. I was all over the place. But there's also a couple key parts. There's volatility of disorganized attachment, as well as the trauma in our childhood. Those are the two big keys where we're usually, if you're volatile, meaning expressively angry a lot of times, you go from 0 to 60, right? You don't know how to hold your emotions. You don't know how to not yell at people. That would be a disorganized attachment.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I also, it was kind of to give people like an idea of like what it would be like to do our sessions.
Oh, like giving them like a show what it would be like.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to also ask that question.
No, I love that. Yeah, that's so good. And also, if anyone is interested in knowing how sessions go, I do those a lot on the podcast, which is pretty cool. Some of y'all have been guests on the podcast, clients on the podcast, so that's really cool. And you can see how I coach on those, which is nice. So thank you for that. Okay, I was just checking my chat to see because someone sent me a message. Thank you for that question, Paige. That was so helpful. Oh, thank you, Lynette. All right, everyone. I think that's it. That's us at 5:30. So that's pretty much us good to go. I hope that you all have a beautiful evening and take care. Bye. It was like we had an encore. I like that. Like, are you ready for one more?
Yes.
All right, everyone.
Now
Take
we
care.
have a meme of Jen with pom poms.
That's great. All right. I'm going to go take a nap. Bye.
Bye.
I
With
thank
a beverage.
you.